Emotions, beliefs, and attitudes play a crucial role in shaping how we approach and succeed in acquiring a new language. While grammar and vocabulary are important, the way learners feel about the process can make all the difference. In this video, we'll break down the key affective factors: motivation, anxiety, attitudes, self-esteem, and self-efficacy, and see how each one influences language learning outcomes. Let's begin by understanding why these emotional and psychological elements matter so much in the classroom and beyond. Motivation is the driving force that compels learners to start, continue, and persist in studying a language. It shapes how much effort they put in, how attentive they are, and how resilient they become when facing challenges. Without motivation, even the best resources and teaching methods may fall flat. Motivation isn't just about initial excitement, it's about sustaining engagement over time, especially when the learning process gets tough. Understanding what motivates a learner can help teachers and students alike create more effective and enjoyable learning experiences. Integrative motivation refers to a learner's desire to connect with the people, culture, or community associated with the target language. For example, someone might want to make friends, participate in cultural events, or understand movies and music in their original language. This kind of motivation often leads to a deeper emotional investment in learning and communicating. Learners with strong integrative motivation are usually more open to new experiences and more willing to immerse themselves in the language environment. Instrumental motivation is driven by practical goals, such as passing exams, finding a job, or meeting academic requirements. Learners with this type of motivation see language proficiency as a means to an end, whether it's getting a promotion, entering university, or fulfilling a program's criteria. Instrumental motivation can be very powerful, especially when learners clearly see how language skills will open doors to future opportunities. Both integrative and instrumental motivations can coexist and reinforce each other. In reality, most learners have a mix of motivations. A student might want to excel academically while also hoping to make friends or travel. Teachers should recognize that learners are complex and may be driven by several factors at once. What matters most is whether the learner finds value in the process and can maintain engagement over time. Understanding and supporting these mixed motivations can help sustain learners' interest and commitment. Motivation is not a fixed trait. It can rise and fall depending on experiences, successes, and setbacks. A highly motivated student may become discouraged after repeated failures, while another may start out reluctant and develop motivation after experiencing success. This dynamic nature means that teachers and learners need to be flexible and responsive, adapting strategies to maintain or rekindle motivation as needed. Teachers play a significant role in shaping and sustaining motivation. Through thoughtful task design, a supportive classroom climate, constructive feedback, and clear goal setting, teachers can help learners stay engaged. Even students who start out with low motivation can become more invested if they experience success and feel valued. The classroom environment and teachers' attitude can make a big difference in how motivated students feel. Anxiety is one of the most researched affective factors in language learning. It can take many forms, such as communication apprehension, test anxiety, and fear of negative evaluation. Anxiety can reduce participation, slow recall, and make learners avoid risks. Sometimes, a highly anxious learner knows more than they can show, simply because fear holds them back. Understanding the different types of anxiety can help teachers and learners address these challenges more effectively. Communication apprehension happens when learners feel tense or afraid during speaking or listening tasks. This is especially common when they have to speak in public, respond quickly, or interact with more proficient speakers. The fear of making mistakes or being judged can make learners hesitant to participate, even if they know the answers. Recognizing this form of anxiety is the first step toward creating a more supportive classroom environment. Test anxiety arises when learners associate language learning with high-stakes performance. The fear of failure, judgment, or negative consequences can make tests feel overwhelming. This anxiety can impair concentration, slow recall, and even cause students to avoid tests altogether. Teachers can help by creating a low-pressure environment and emphasizing learning over grades. Fear of negative evaluation occurs when learners worry about being judged by teachers or peers. Concerns about making mistakes, pronunciation, or limited vocabulary can make students reluctant to speak up. This fear can lead to silence, avoidance, or using only very simple language. Addressing this anxiety requires building a classroom culture where mistakes are seen as part of learning, not as failures. Anxiety can have a significant impact on language learning. It may cause learners to withdraw, avoid risks, or use only basic language. Even students who know more may appear disengaged or silent because they feel overwhelmed. Teachers need to recognize the signs of anxiety and respond with empathy and support, helping learners feel safe to participate and take risks. It's important to distinguish between harmful anxiety and productive challenge. A classroom with no discomfort may not stimulate growth, but too much fear can be paralyzing. The goal is to create an environment where learners feel stretched but not shamed. Effective teachers encourage risk-taking and effort while preventing debilitating fear. This balance helps students grow without feeling overwhelmed. Teachers can reduce anxiety by creating a supportive classroom climate. This includes respecting learners, providing constructive feedback, and designing tasks that are challenging but achievable. When students feel safe and valued, they are more likely to take risks and participate actively. Teachers can also help by normalizing mistakes and emphasizing progress over perfection. Attitudes refer to learners, feelings and beliefs about the target language, its speakers, the learning process, and their own role in it. Positive attitudes can lead to curiosity and openness, while negative attitudes may cause resistance even in capable learners. Attitudes are shaped by many factors, including previous experiences, family beliefs, and societal messages. Learners' attitudes can be influenced by a variety of sources. Previous school experiences, family beliefs, societal messages, and personal encounters with the language all play a role. For example, a student who faced humiliation in school may approach English defensively, while another who associates English with travel or media may be more enthusiastic. Recognizing these influences helps teachers address learners' needs more effectively. While teachers can't control all background factors, they can shape attitudes through respectful teaching, relevant content, and positive classroom experiences. When learners feel that English is meaningful and not just imposed, their attitudes often improve. Creating a classroom where students feel respected and engaged can make a big difference in how they approach learning. Learners with positive attitudes are more likely to engage actively in class, take risks, and persist through challenges. Negative attitudes, on the other hand, can lead to avoidance and disengagement. Teachers can foster engagement by making lessons meaningful and connecting them to students' interests and goals. Self-esteem is about how learners value themselves and their abilities. In language classrooms, self-esteem affects whether students believe they are good at languages, how they recover from mistakes, and their willingness to participate. Low self-esteem can make even simple tasks feel risky, while high self-esteem helps learners see mistakes as opportunities to grow. Learners with low self-esteem may interpret corrections as confirmation of failure. They might compare themselves to others and withdraw from participation. This can create a cycle where lack of confidence leads to less practice and, ultimately, slower progress. Recognizing and addressing low self-esteem is essential for helping all students succeed. High self-esteem doesn't mean arrogance. In language learning, it means seeing mistakes as temporary and manageable, not as proof of incapacity. Learners with healthy self-esteem are more likely to participate, take risks, and recover from setbacks. Teachers can nurture self-esteem by recognizing effort, progress, and strategy use, not just perfect performance. Teachers can help build self-esteem by focusing on effort and improvement rather than just correctness. Praising strategies, persistence, and progress helps learners feel valued and capable. When students believe they can improve, they are more likely to take on challenges and recover from mistakes. Self-efficacy is closely related to self-esteem but more specific. It refers to a learner's belief in their ability to complete particular tasks successfully. For example, a student might feel confident in reading but unsure about speaking. Self-efficacy strongly influences whether learners attempt difficult tasks, persist when confused, and recover after setbacks. Learners with low self-efficacy may avoid challenging tasks, give up quickly, or interpret difficulty as proof they are incapable. Even if they have generally positive self-esteem, low self-efficacy in a specific area, like speaking or writing, can hold them back. Teachers can help by breaking tasks into achievable steps and celebrating small successes. Teachers can strengthen self-efficacy by designing tasks that are challenging but achievable, modeling strategies, and giving focused feedback. When learners experience repeated small successes, their confidence in future performance grows. Helping students recognize their own improvement is key to building lasting self-efficacy. Imagine a student who struggles with speaking in class. By breaking down speaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps and providing positive feedback after each attempt, teachers can help the student build self-efficacy. Over time, the student becomes more willing to participate and less afraid of making mistakes, leading to greater progress. Effective factors like motivation, anxiety, attitudes, self-esteem, and self-efficacy don't exist in isolation. They interact in complex ways. For example, high anxiety can lower self-efficacy, while positive attitudes can boost motivation. Understanding these relationships helps teachers create more effective learning environments and support students holistically. Teachers can support effective factors by creating a positive classroom climate, designing meaningful tasks, providing constructive feedback, and encouraging risk-taking. Recognizing individual differences and responding with empathy helps all learners feel valued and capable. Small changes in teaching approach can have a big impact on students' emotional and academic success. Supporting learners' emotions means more than just teaching content. It involves understanding their fears, hopes, and motivations. Teachers who listen, encourage, and adapt to students needs help create a classroom where everyone can thrive. Emotional support is a key ingredient in successful language learning. To sum up major effective factors, motivation, anxiety, attitudes, self-esteem, and self-efficacy play a vital role in language learning. By understanding and addressing these factors, teachers and learners can create more effective, supportive, and enjoyable learning experiences. Remember, emotions and beliefs are just as important as grammar and vocabulary. Supporting the whole learner leads to lasting success.